Most people think a Costco membership is a golden ticket to automatic savings. It's not. It's an invitation to a game where the rules are written in a secret language right on the price tags. If you don't know how to read the symbols, you aren't a savvy shopper. You're just a guest at someone else's profit party. You're walking through those massive industrial aisles, flatbed cart in tow, feeling like a genius because you found a 5-pound bag of organic coffee for a decent price. But here's the cold, hard truth. You're likely leaving the actual money on the table because you're ignoring a tiny mark hiding in plain sight. I've spent the last 15 years obsessing over retail supply chains and consumer psychology. I've seen how these warehouses operate from the loading dock to the executive suite. I know exactly why they place the milk in the furthest corner and why the treasure hunt items are rotated daily. But even with all that experience, it took a conversation with a tenured Costco floor manager to realize that the most important piece of information in the entire building is smaller than a penny. He told me, "Kaka, most people look at the numbers. The smart ones look at the symbols." He pointed to a price tag for a high-end blender. It looked normal at first glance. But there, in the top right corner, sat a small, unassuming asterisk. In the world of Costco insiders, that little star is known as the Death Star. And if you see it, your entire shopping strategy needs to change in an instant. Now, you might be thinking it's just a printing error or some internal inventory marker that doesn't affect your wallet. That's exactly what they want you to think. The reality? That symbol is a ticking clock. It's the warehouse's way of whispering that this product is on its way out. Once those pallets are empty, they aren't coming back. Whether it's your favorite seasonal snack or a brand name electronics deal, the asterisk means buy it now or lose it forever. But it gets even worse. The asterisk isn't just about scarcity. It's a signal of a massive pricing shift that's about to happen, or has already started. Think about it. Costco is a volume business. They don't have sales in the traditional sense. They have efficiency. When a product is flagged with that symbol, the warehouse is effectively breaking up with that supplier. They need that floor space for the next big thing, and they are willing to do almost anything to clear the deck. I know this sounds like I'm overthinking a simple price tag, but stick with me here. This isn't just about one symbol. It's about the entire code. Once you see the Death Star, you have to look at the cents, the numbers after the decimal point. That's where the real story begins. Most items at Costco end in 99. That's the standard retail price. It's fine, but it's not a deal. However, if you see that asterisk paired with a price ending in 97, you've just stumbled onto the retail equivalent of a four-leaf clover. Here's the secret. The 97 ending is a manager-authorized markdown. It means the item is being cleared out at or below cost. When you find the Death Star and the 97 together, that is the absolute lowest price that item will ever be. You might be asking, why wouldn't they just put a big sale sign on it? Because that would ruin the Costco effect. They want you to feel the thrill of the hunt, but they don't want to look like a bargain bin. They maintain their premium image while quietly offloading inventory to those in the know. If you've ever wondered why that incredible deal you saw last week is suddenly gone, replaced by stacks of tires or boxes of cereal, it's because you missed the warning sign. You ignored the symbol. I've seen families save hundreds of dollars on back-to-school gear and holiday gifts just by training their eyes to scan the top right corner of every tag before they even look at the product. It's a habit that turns a standard shopping trip into a high-stakes scavenger hunt where you always win. But we're just scratching the surface of how deep this rabbit hole goes. There are other codes, numbers that tell you if a price is a manufacturer's special or if it's a localized deal specific to only your zip code. If you want to stop overpaying for bulk and start shopping like an executive, you need to know the rest of the cipher. Most people stop at the Death Star. They see the asterisk. They panic buy 3 boxes, and they feel like they've won. But if you really want to play the Costco game at a pro level, you have to look at the decimals. This is where the warehouse's internal logic is laid bare. You see, a price ending in 99 is the equivalent of a suggested retail price. It's Costco's way of saying, this is the deal we negotiated, and it's a good one. But it's not a steal. It's the baseline. If your cart is full of 99 endings, you're just a standard member paying the standard rate. The real magic happens when you find a price ending in 97. In my years tracking retail patterns, I found that the 97 suffix is the holy grail of warehouse shopping. That's a manager markdown. It means the item isn't moving fast enough, or the warehouse has a massive surplus they need to liquidate immediately to make room for a new shipment. But here's the secret the floor staff won't tell you. Those 97 prices are often unique to that specific location. I've seen a high-end OLED TV priced at 99 in one Costco, while 3 miles down the road at another branch, it's flagged as 97 with that Death Star asterisk. That's a potential $400 difference just for knowing how to read 2 tiny digits. If you see 97, you aren't just getting a discount. You are participating in a localized clearance event that 90% of the people in that aisle are completely oblivious to. Now, you might be asking, what about those weird endings like 49 or 79? Those aren't accidents. They are manufacturer specials. When you see a price ending in 49, 79, or even 89, it usually means the manufacturer is testing a new price point or running a temporary promotion that Costco hasn't fully integrated into their permanent system. It's a trial run. If the product flies off the shelves at 79, it might go back up to 99 next month. But it gets even more calculated. There is one specific ending that almost everyone misses, and it's arguably the most valuable one of all, the 00 ending. If you see a price ending in 00 or 88, stop what you're doing and look at the palette. These are manager markdowns on steroids. Usually, these are the last few items in stock, the floor models, the slightly dinged boxes, or the returns that are in perfect condition but can't be put back into general inventory. The manager wants these gone. They aren't just priced to sell, they're priced to disappear. I once saw a $1, 200 patio set marked down to $400. 00 because it was the last one and the store needed the floor space for Christmas trees. The person who bought it didn't get lucky. They just knew that. 00 meant the manager was desperate for the square footage. Stick with me here, because this is where the strategy shifts from just saving money to timing the market. Costco's inventory isn't static. It's a living, breathing machine. The treasure hunt isn't a marketing slogan. It's a logistics necessity. They only carry about 4,000 SKUs, compared to a typical supermarket's 30,000. Every square inch of that concrete floor has to earn its keep. When a product is marked with that asterisk and a 97 ending, the clock isn't just ticking for the product, it's ticking for you. If you wait until next week to think about it, that pallet will be replaced by 400 gallons of mayonnaise, and that deal is gone forever. I know it sounds intense, but this is how the big players shop. They don't just look for what they need. They look for what the warehouse is trying to get rid of. It's a fundamental shift in mindset. Instead of asking, what do I want? You start asking, what does Costco want to lose? But there's one more layer to this secret language, a date that is hidden in plain sight on the price tag that tells you exactly when the price was last changed. If you know how to find it, You can predict if a price is about to drop even lower or if you've already hit rock bottom. Most shoppers treat the Costco price tag like a receipt. They look at it after they've already decided to buy. But if you look at the bottom right-hand corner of that tag, you'll see a tiny, faint date. It's not the expiration date of the milk. It's the last time a human being manually updated that price. In my years analyzing retail turnover, this timestamp is the ultimate leverage. If you see a price ending in 97 with a Death Star asterisk, and that date is from 3 weeks ago, you are looking at a dead man walking. That inventory is stagnant. The manager is staring at that pallet every morning, wondering why it hasn't moved. This is the moment where most people walk away, but it's actually the moment you should be looking for a floor supervisor. Now, I'm not saying you should haggle at Costco like you're at a flea market. That won't work. But if you see a floor model or a last one item with an old timestamp, you can politely ask if there's any further flexibility on the price. I've seen managers drop an already marked down 97 price to a flat 00 on the spot just to reclaim the pallet space for the new seasonal rotation. But it gets even better. This timestamp also protects you from FOMO buying. If the date is from yesterday, the markdown is fresh. You have time. If the date is from a month ago, that item is about to vanish into the Costco void, never to return. You might be asking, Kaka, is it really worth all this effort for a few bucks? Here's the reality. The average Costco member spends over $3,000 a year at the warehouse. By simply applying the simple decimal date framework, I've seen members cut their annual spend by 20% without changing a single thing they buy. That's $600 back in your pocket just for paying attention to the ink on a piece of paper. But the real insider secret? It's the instant rebate trap. You've seen those yellow tags, the ones that show a price, a manufacturer's discount, and then the final price in big, bold numbers. They look like the best deals in the building. But if you look closely, those rebates have an expiration date. The warehouse knows exactly what they're doing. They put those rebates on items right before they're about to hit the Death Star phase. They want to capture the impulse shoppers at a $5 discount before they have to give the insider shoppers a $20 markdown. If you see a yellow tag with an asterisk, you've hit the jackpot. That means the manufacturer is paying for the discount and the warehouse is trying to kill the inventory. That is the only time you should ever clear the shelf. I know this is a lot to take in. You went from looking for a deal on rotisserie chicken to learning a secret language used by retail giants. But that's the point. The warehouse is a machine designed to make you spend. Once you understand the code, you become the operator of that machine. Next time you pull into that parking lot, don't just grab a cart and wander. Walk in with a plan. Scan the corners of the tags. Look for the 97s. Check the timestamps. Look for the Death Star. Because at the end of the day, the difference between a member and an insider is just one little symbol. I've put together a cheat sheet of every single Costco price code we discussed today, so you can keep it on your phone for your next trip.